As South Africa honors women in the month of August, in this CNBC Africa special, we put a focus on women in the corporate world. New research from Grant Thornton reveals that women in Africa are more likely to be blocked from reaching business leadership positions because of gender bias than anywhere else in the world. In South Africa, the proportion of business leadership roles held by women stands at only 27%. Tryphosa Ramano has previously served at National Treasury, where she headed the Asset and Liability Division. She was instrumental in the listing of Telkom on both the Johannesburg and New York stock exchanges. Ramano is president of the Association of Black Securities and Investment Professionals. She's also CFO of South Africa's largest cement company, PPC, and holds various board positions in the country's corporate space. With all of this on her plate, Ramano makes time for a matter that sits close to her heart: transformation in the South African economy, starting out with the financial services industry.
The number of women in the financial services are not where we would like them to be. Like, for example, you look in terms of the JSE listed entities in the financial services sector or even outside the financial services sector. You ask yourself a question: why are we only having 2 women that are leading the JSE? Only 2. It's Nikki and it's Maria Ramos. The entire JSE companies that are listed are led by men. You understand? So the issue is, are we saying the women are not good enough to be leading this organization? Women are actually very good, but because we have been lagging in terms of pushing them and actually making sure that they get to that particular sort of level. As you have heard what Nikki said in the JSE, 70% of her executives is women. More than 50% of the JSE is women. It's because she's the woman who's leading and the chairman is woman, and the JSE is performing. It's the best in the world, it's the best everywhere. So it doesn't necessarily mean when you put a woman, then you are having substandards. So when it comes to the issue of whether you want the women to stand up for themselves or not, I think the women do stand up for themselves, but you need numbers. There is power in numbers. If it's only Tryphosa is only a human being, and she gets tired. And when she gets tired, she dies of stress and heart attack, and then that's over. So, but we need to bring more and more women into the profession, more and more into senior decision-making positions, because when you talk as a collective, people get to listen to you more.
I mean, do women then do things differently to their male counterparts?
Women do things differently. Women are intuitive. As they say, they've got hidden power. So when you come, you look at a young person coming to work, is tired, maybe the eyes are red or whatever. There are certain things you can interpret. It's either this young woman was partying or it's got a small baby. Okay. So, and when you know that it's got a small baby, you ask, how's the baby doing? How is it happening? And it tells you maybe the baby has not slept or is sick or whatever. And then you are expecting her to perform. And the baby is sick. You understand? The best thing you do, you say, go and attend to your baby and come back when you are okay at work. And just because you understand the other things that are happening. And a woman is pregnant, you ask, how are you doing? How's your feet? You know, has the baby turned? You know, so make sure that you eat this, drink this, whatever is good. Just those little things that you add in an intuitive point of view helps you in understanding what is happening in the person's mind. Even with the men, you may find that they've got issues. You know, I had men who used to come in to me and say, I need to talk to you. I want you to mentor me. Why? It's because of, I see the way you do things is very different, and I'm not comfortable to go to another man because I feel like I'm weak in that particular aspect. But I know you can share with me how you do certain things. It's because the way we lead is how our mothers and how our grandmothers have been leading. They had so much power that they hold in families. We are very good at lobbying. We know that if we want something to happen in the community, that's the hidden power of a woman, and that's, we are not using it in a corporate world. We are not using it in business. We want to be in that particular aspect.
Having said that, what is the role of the women who currently occupy the space in the corporate world?
It's very important. When women are appointed to senior leadership position or in the boardroom, they are not there to bring their female skirts. They are there to bring their female brains, and they must not forget the agenda. There's a reason why they are there. As I said, we only have 2 women who are leading JSE listed companies. and we've got very few in the boardrooms. We are pushing to get them more in there. When you go there, don't forget yourself. Don't say, oh, no, I got there, I'm very intelligent, I know my work, I've proven beyond reasonable doubt that I deserve to be here. Yes, you deserve to be there. But that unwritten agenda that we've been given to say, we are sending you there to look after our girls. So when you are there, you have to make noise. Where are the girls? What is happening? Show me the policy. Show me the stats. Give me facts and figures. And they must give you facts and figures. And you must make noise. Even that's the only noise you make in the boardroom, let it be. You understand? Because then that's what you should be doing. And then they know that, oh, she's coming to, oh, facts and figures. Yo, they're so bad. Oh, please. Then they are forced to actually make sure they improve them. And then the young people, when they come in, it's their responsibility to prove themselves, because obviously they can't get somebody else who doesn't know how to do the job. They get somebody with the potential, and then you make sure that you have processes to nurture them, to develop them, because women are fragile. Remember, it's like a glass. You need to nurture it. You need to look after it, because it's so beautiful. You need to keep on looking at it as this crystal. You can't take a crystal glass and just throw it onto the floor. You know it will break into pieces. You can't even repair it, but you look at it nicely and nurture it and look after it. So that's the role of women. When you are in that senior leadership position, it's not about you. It's about the women agenda collectively.
I just want to end off with your personal experience. You related your early days, how you had your children early, and some of the comments and remarks that were made at you. And it's pretty much what a lot of women face today when they have to take time out for maternity leave. And perhaps also if you could take us through your recent woes when you talk about how women lobbied for you in a boardroom scenario.
I think the key important thing is that me, when I was very young, I had a child at the age of 16 or 17, whatever it is. But I didn't give up in terms of that. And I went to university. Then when I came back, I worked. I was 22 years old, and I did my article. So in my first year, I became pregnant. You know, abortion was not legalized anyway. So then again, there were no maternity leaves. Again, third year, pregnant again. So I'm a trainee, remember. And in the eyes and the world of the professional world, no one at the age of 20 will come here and be pregnant. So your career ambitious, it was like a taboo. They didn't understand. And I said to them, you don't give me maternity, that's fine, I'll sort myself out. But make sure that in future, no other girl must experience what I have experienced. Have policies and processes. If you don't pay them, have them rest for 3 months, extend their articles by 3 or 6 months, whatever it is. So they were willing to do that for me. I said, it's too late because I'm wounded. But make sure that you have that, because you can't throw away a woman to go to pregnant. I'm telling you, what must they do? It's co-creation, it's nature. So those are the things that I experienced, but I didn't become a victim. I used it as an opportunity to change the process in the organization. And then obviously women support each other. Obviously I went through a traumatic experience last year, and I wouldn't want any other woman to experience that because it's very traumatic. But you could see, for me to survive, to be sane, is because there were women behind me. So I had women in the boardroom who will always encourage me, who will always give me support, who will stand together to say, this is a fight of women now. It's no longer about Tryphosa, it's about the women, and the black women in particular. So they stood by together as the women in that boardroom, and they were supported by other males in that boardroom. But also outside of the boardroom, there were other women, you know, so who were also there. I was getting messages, and they were doing whatever they can do in the areas of influence. So when somebody knocked to say, this is a fund manager, I want you to support me at that PPC because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that there are women in there who says, we know Tryphosa, thank you very much. It was a good attempt, but we are not joining forces in that because we know she's a good woman, she's very professional, she's very intelligent, she's competent, she's whatever. We don't get involved into the agendas where people are following the agenda of killing each other, of the agenda of their own personal agenda. This is a professional industry in that regard. So, and just to have women sending you messages, and at some stage, you know, some women will say, please be calm. Calm. Just don't react, don't respond. That's why I was so quiet.
Yeah,
everybody went.
You didn't talk to anybody.
Because I had the women surrounding me to say, it's like, you know, when you are having a fight with your husband, you are going to divorce, and you had all these women surrounding you, please, Zibambe, you know, look after yourself, Zibambe, Intombi, you are a princess. Let him do whatever, but all this noise will end. That's basically what I went. And then we know how it ended, you know, so I'm not a victim.